when the Irish have had a Kavanaugh in the lineup. They have won 9 in a row against Syracuse. It begins with Mullen and Lynch, two of the best in the country. And Mullen wins the opening faceoff for the Cuse.
Leo can start a party from the wing.
Leo accelerates down the alley, working on the All-American Ramsey. Now Roa. His shot turned away by Thomas Richardelli, who stepped into dinosaur footprints left by Liam Entenmann. 14 in blue, meanwhile, is a blur. That's Jordan Faison. Now Will Angrick. First here on the first midfield. Spins it back, and Matthew Jeffrey gets Notre Dame on the board. Another one of these Notre Dame football lacrosse players. We saw him dust Aiden McGuire, one of the best shorties in college last week, and now getting the run on the first midfield.
Faison's the quickest member of the Fighting Irish. Jeffrey, straight line speed, might be the fastest, but he shows you some stretch ability with this shot too. Look at the change of levels. Stick is low and he stings it high. This is scary for the opposition.
And then retreats from that landlocked navel. Now Chris Kavanaugh, the last of the Kavanaugh brothers, the first family of Notre Dame lacrosse. Kavanaugh snaking around, and he finds Devin McLean early on. This game has gone the way this matchup has gone the last 7 times.
Chris Kavanaugh has evolved. Last year, this was Pat, his brother's natural spot at X, and now he's the true quarterback, and his vision has been superb in 2025. And playing off ball, Devin McLean actually catches that ball away from his face.
6'4" Long Islander, 26 in blue. This is Fisher Finley. Kavanaugh gets free inside. Taylor behind the back save, McCool. Behrman chased, still plenty of time to shoot. Now Finley windmills down the alley. His pass knocked down. McLean gets it back and scores.
This is a tremendous goal by McLean, because when he catches the ball, Anish, he's in full stride. Watch where he catches the ball. He drifts, and when he catches this ball, he's moving his feet already, so he can get above goal line extended and find that angle. If he catches flat-footed, the defense is going to converge on him.
5-3 shot advantage early for Notre Dame. They've got their first midfield back on. Here is Angrick. Wheels down the alley. Pass on a bounce to Taylor. He gets crunched. Here's a flag. This rivalry, this matchup, call it what you will, it has been chippy in the past. Shot clock down to 7. Down to 6. Leo accelerates, saved. Richardelli, and off the ground, it's picked up by Gallagher. Last week at Klockner, Syracuse fell behind 5-1 against Virginia. They rallied in the second half to win. Notre Dame coming off an impressive 14-7 win against Duke. The double team worked on Taylor. Ball is still loose. Grace had it. Taylor had it for a moment.
This is an aggressive game. Bodies are going to fly.
With light out last week, Campisi bumped down and started at close defense. Campisi picks up Anderson, using that big frame. Anderson gets free and scores. The individual effort and the fist pump, and Syracuse on the board.
This is why he's in the lineup, Anish. To take some pressure off of Joey Spallina. Who's your second Dodger? When they were short sticking an attackman, it gave them trouble. Enter Peyton Anderson to the chat.
Spallina gives it up quickly with light as a shadow. Hiltz picked up by the short stick Reinhardt. Plays it to English. He fires and scores. That skip pass by Owen Hiltz, a thing of beauty, and it's 3-2.
We talk about lacrosse intellect. Jake Taylor, how he's masterful in the paint. Owen Hiltz, very similar in terms of finding seams. The way that he sees that through 3 Notre Dame blue shirts. This is an elite pass. I mean, the margin for error there, Anish, is nothing.
Dumps it back to Chris Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh checked by Figueres. His pass knocked away by McCool. It comes to Syracuse, loose near the crease. 2-on-2. How is that not a loose ball push? Boy, now they finally blow the whistle. We're going to get interference on Syracuse Notre Dame ball.
I think it's Syracuse.
Syracuse ball now.
Yeah. There was a prior interference before that big collision. You mentioned Sam English's name, as the Orange will be in the extra man momentarily. He was guarding Devin McClain on that last possession. So you're seeing where they throw him all over the field. No one will log more minutes in this game than 15 in white.
We get a penalty marker now. Here comes Leo over to Hiltz. Now Roa. Spolina whistles one past Richard Ellie, and we are tied at 3.
This is an incredible shot. It's not a change of levels, it's deception. Watch Joey Spolina's head and his shoulders. You think he's shooting the ball high, and it's like a lever shot low to low. This is gorgeous. His head's high, his shoulders are high, and he stings it. If you watch him pregame in the Dome, he's taking dozens of these types of shots.
Roa sets up from X, gives it up.
This is a big boy to short stick.
Anderson 6'3", 220. Skip pass English. Bounce shot, Richard Deli got a stick on it. Clamps down in the crease. As a short stick matchup. Weaving around to the crease. Got Jeffrey and Faison, boy, as midfielders. A lot of speed. Jeffrey, right hand free. McCool with just his second save. Orange have not won 6 straight in the Gary Gate era. McCarthy turbines away. Spolina catch and release, and the Orange have their first lead.
He's so crafty. We talk a lot about Jake Taylor finding seams off ball. Joey Spolina comes to the ball and shoots in one motion. That is tremendous off-ball play. Always moving, understanding where ball rotation is taking the ball carrier and being the outlet.
The first one man up. Lynch and Mullen battling. Mullen happens to save it. That gets an applause. Here's English. Hiltz off the pipe. Comes back to Lynch. He's tied up with Mullen, and Mullen wins it back for the Orange.
Sean Light's an eraser. He covers the perimeter all the time. If you're Spolina, make it difficult and move inside and be off ball today.
English pinballs off. Buckner shoots and scores. 5 unanswered by the Cuse.
All great dodging midfielders. They stay north-south. Watch the inside shoulder of Sam English. He decides to turn it. By turning that inside shoulder, he's forcing himself to go north-south. Get inside. Stay north-south. Turn the shoulder. Let it go.
It's still early, but if you're Kevin Corrigan, do you think about a timeout? Leo pedals down the alley, shoots on the run and scores! There's your Penthouse Parm, Kark.
You know who likes Penthouse Parm? Long Island Guidos. Michael Leo. You see him off the field, he's got the gold chains and the Long Island swagger. He also has the quick wrists. Look how quick that release is. He's going down the alley and in full stride, doesn't break his feet in terms of the movement and how his wrists and his feet are in unison there. Schwitzenberg's a beast. Yeah. Physically, he will be hard to get off a line and back in and play bully ball if you're Anderson.
There's Hoddle on the invert, turns the corner. He is lightning in a shot glass at 5'7", maybe $160. 7 in a row for the Orange.
You know who he looks like? If you're a lacrosse fan, Joey Sankey, North Carolina legend. Don't underestimate the size because the speed is blinding.
Given up 10-plus goals in a game just twice this season. Gave up. That's an empty net goal, and that's an invitation back into the game if it counts.
The refs are talking. Did he go in the crease?
Of the replay review.
Was it because of
a push,
contact?
or would he have landed there anyway?
Exactly.
I'm not sure he lands in the goal mouth if not for the defensive contact.
I don't think
this is going to get overturned.
I don't think so either, because McCool, when he goes underneath him, I think Will Lynch falls more towards the hashes if he doesn't have that contact with McCool.
be on the side. After review, he was in the mouth.
Wow.
He's in the goal mouth. That's why we have review in college lacrosse. Syracuse is actually the only team with the top 6 offense, goals per game, and scoring. Top 6 scoring defense as well.
They waved off the penalty. Ball goes back to Notre Dame. Jeffrey, face on, McCool to stop. Hiltz against Buckner. Hiltz the Canadian. Donovan all over him. That's an All-American. Spallina, save Ricciardelli. He's already beat Ricciardelli low twice,
Yeah.
not a third time.
And that time it was a different release. It was a 3-quarter. Spallina's been shooting underhand. So credit Ricciardelli, who didn't see that same release. He is a fantastic goalie.
Angrick puts one past McCool. There was a flag down near midfield, and Will Angrick cashes in. And Notre Dame ends its long scoring drought.
They might be calling no goal here.
All right, original call, white 77 has a slash, 1 minute. Blue was offside, that killed the play. So it's still 1 man down for 1 minute.
Notre Dame probing the perimeter. Taylor's been an elite man-up finisher. There's Taylor, Picorni, his shot blocked, McCool with the stop.
Picorni, the true freshman.
This game is far from over. Hiltz feeding inside, Spallina turned away. Big save, Ricciardelli.
He's made a couple of insane stops, Anish.
Roa from the high wing against the outstanding Shorty Ramsey. Spallina turns, fires, and scores. A first half hat trick for 22 and 8 straight goals now for the Cuse.
We want to talk about release points. The low-to-low work, the 3-quarters to low didn't. 3-quarters to high now. This is the matchup, the one-on-one matchup between a shooter and a goalie. Ricciardelli solved the 3-quarter low, but not the 3-quarter high. We're seeing back and forth in terms of the mind games and the adjustments that both are making.
Syracuse had to face off one. Ball now loose. Picked up by the orange. Boy.
That's not a step down you want to deal with if you're Notre Dame. You got to press out and contest 77 in white. He can pound the rock from that spot.
Anderson coming around the corner. Ricciardelli stonewalls.
He's had to work for the saves. See, Syracuse is giving the wrong team too many opportunities to get back in this one.
Here comes Jeffrey. He shoots. McCool goes down low for the save. Rebound, Angrick poked away. And it's Syracuse ball. Cuse coughs it up. Kavanaugh hits the turbo boost. Has a trailer. Lacrosse save, McCool.
That was off his foot. Sometimes you have to be a little lucky.
Anderson marked by Schwitzenberg. Anderson.
I mean, you talk about some meat.
Now Spallina against Light. Ricciardelli with a save. The goalies have been spectacular early in this third quarter.
They have. I mean,
he's a sophomore.
Yeah, one of these guys where how he projects to the next level.
Chris Kavanaugh turned away by McCool. Maharis tries to clamp down. Out of the carnage, it's Carter Rice.
He's got wheels. He's got wheels. He needs some help here, though. They'll trap him.
Yeah, just don't run into Ricky Miezon. Up ahead, here's Kakemo. Trail check coming, yard sale.
You got to recognize that pressure if you're Kakemo. I thought he saw the defender from the corner of his eye.
McLean looking for the hat trick.
So they're shorting McLean, double pulling
Jeffrey
the midfield.
turns the corner, ball loose in front, picked up by the Cuse, and another flag as Jeffrey lost his helmet, and you want to invite Notre Dame back into the game. You might have done that if you're Syracuse.
Jordan Beck, 41 for the Orange, man down specialist. Caden Cole as well, 33.
0 in blue, Jeffrey Ricciardelli, goalie's brother, a man-up sniper. That's a save by McCool. Here's Ricciardelli. Kavanaugh. Angrick, Picorni. Feed inside for Taylor, picked off by Grace.
That's where Grace's presence has been felt this year.
This is as good as we've seen Syracuse defensively against an opponent of this caliber in the Gary Gate era. Kavanaugh, his shot, McCool the save. How good has Jimmy McCool been, with the exception of the Harvard game this season? And those two have more than held their own. Got some strong goalie play in the ACC. Hiltz stings the top shelf. 9-3, Cuse. First goal of the game for the redshirt senior Owen Hiltz.
You can't let him have his hands free. The dome is rocking. Syracuse is forcing poor angled shots to the weak hand. That's not Owen Hiltz's weak hand. The lefty, time room corner.
Now Sam English, he's got a pair today. Spolina feeding English off his stick. Shot clock at 5. At 4, the skip for Hiltz. Left hand free, Ricciardelli, the sprawling save. Gets it back from Maharis. Kavanaugh wheels down the alley. Dodges back to the middle. Maharis again, left hand free, and the Irish finally end their scoring drought. That's their first tally since the 11-minute mark of the opening quarter.
Said it earlier about 16 in blue. Quick twitch has Shake, was a big-time attackman in high school who owned one-on-one matchups. Now he's on the midfield. You just see the footwork, too. The way that he had the defense biting to one way, going the other, and then using the pick. I love how he dodges and understands where the pick is. He's shot ready right off the pick.
The Irish have won just 3 out of 15 faceoffs today. Lynch is 2 for 9, Hagstrom 1 for 6. Kavanaugh shoots and scores! 12 seconds to go in the third. Chris Kavanaugh with his first goal of the game, and it's 9-5.
Offensive coordinator Chris Wojcik will call Kavanaugh a 360 attackman because he can send him from a dodge perspective anywhere on the field. He's dodging like a traditional midfielder right there.
1 minute, goal's good, we're gonna face off.
Kavanaugh, 1 goal away from tying Ryan Hoff for second all-time at Notre Dame. Ricciardelli shoots and scores. That's what he does. His 21st career man-up goal. 3 in a row for the Irish. It is 9-6.
For every great goalie, there's a brother who shoots on him. Thomas in the cage, getting snipes as a young buck growing up on his brother Jeffrey, who is hired to do this, hit the back of the net. I love how he gets to the pass. He moves to the ball, but he also soaks a check there.
Now Michael Leo got the step through the slide, beats Ricciardelli, and Syracuse with the answer. It's 10-6.
All rise, Central New York. The lefty is feeling it today. I thought his angle's toast here, Anish. There's no margin for error. Like, how does he sneak that in? And look at the placement. The ball hits the other corner and then drops. You're not going to get a prettier shot than that. A radar to the top upper 90.
The Golden Domers have won 7 in a row against Syracuse.
Watch the speed.
Look at Jeffrey. Kavanaugh cranks and scores! And with that goal, he is now tied for second all-time in goals at Notre Dame.
Ryan Hoff, you have some company. 50 in blue. I saw him single-handedly close a gap against Maryland down in Atlanta when he had 3 goals all in a row for the Irish in the fourth quarter. This time he steps into that and you see the emotion.
Roa, hop step. Swishes down the alley. Spallina got Ramsey in the air, and he scores! That slight hesitation, and it's 4 goals by Joey Spallina.
We talk about celebration on one end, the emotion of Chris Cavanaugh, the fist pumps of Joey Spallina. This is why you want 2 hands. You're running out of real estate. You turn, Ramsey bites on the pump fake, gets him in the dust, and by switching to the left, look at the increase of angle. That is training, that is hours, and that is the two-handedness of Joey Spallina.
Again, showing the patience, time, score, situation, held it.
The ball and the clock was more important.
Now Syracuse getting fancy. Schwitzenberg.
Because I think that was part of their plan. Like,
send a message.
Yeah, we have to be physical with 13 in blue.
There's Anderson, physical dodger. And he finds the open man for a goal. Wyatt Hoddle with his second. And the Orange with a 5-goal advantage. Less than 8.5 to play.
The second midfield needed production. They were a bit quiet. Hoddle was good last week with a big-time goal against Virginia down in Charlottesville. He now has 2. McCarthy, we see from a feeding perspective, this unit has come up big in big spots. And credit Hoddle, who is known for just his blinding speed.
And the danger for Notre Dame, they haven't been able to win faceoffs. It's hard to come back. Lowe is sandwiched. Anderson snags it out of the air.
That is a massive ground ball.
Leo's shot saved by Ricciardelli.
That was a massive ground ball. Leo should have just taken that down.
Now, Kark, you think back to the expectations for Syracuse going into the season. Championship weekend seemed to be the bare minimum. Deer from Spallina. And the Orange are pulling away.
Chemistry is a powerful thing. All summer, Spallina and Deer, north of the border, playing box lacrosse together. They sense each other with body language and confidence. The Orange strike again.
It will stay with Notre Dame. Cavanaugh, the trigger man. McLean tried to dip under. Ball is loose. A lot of white shirts. That one almost went in. Bodies flying. Crease carnage. And Notre Dame in the crease. Syracuse ball, 5:48 left.
They went after Taylor again. Like, that is in the scouting report. Billy Dwan getting physical with Jake Taylor, and that went all the way to the box.
Yeah, Dwan and Taylor got tangled up heading off the field, and now, boy, it is getting physical along the near side. Donovan and Leo, here come the Irish.
But it looks like today this is a team in Syracuse was sick of getting pounded and gave it to them.
Cavanaugh, Taylor, and that's his first of the game. It comes with less than 5 minutes to go. It's 13-8.
This is the first time we've seen Jake Taylor have some breathing room on the crease from Chris Cavanaugh's pass. Cavanaugh does a fantastic job of drawing 3 Syracuse defenders, and one of them leaves Jake Taylor, who is second nationally in shooting percentage, hitting the back of the net 53% of the time.
Along with Angrick, 10 in blue controls. Angrick trying to bayonet his way through the defense, coughs it up.
Look who it is again.
Michael Grace.
He's been one of the main reasons this defense has been suffocating.
And then the pinpoint outlet to Kaczynski. And John Torpy, former High Point head coach, first year at Brown, building something in Providence. Whoa! Oh, and Hiltz with an Ardukin.
Did you hear the shot? Let's sit back. When you hear this, it's lacrosse music. Enough said. That is sick.
To use a word you like, blowtorched you pretty much 7 times in a row.
Beat you up, embarrassed you, and it wasn't changing.
Boozin kill, doorstep dunk on the feed from Taylor, 14-9.
They're going to have to rinse this game quickly because Virginia's coming to town next week. And South Bend, and getting a healthy Max Busenkill is critical. Two-handed midfielder who does a little bit of everything.
Well, with a win like this, you can add that extra layer and even put championship now on the table for this program.
Why not? In a year where we sit every week saying who's the best team, it's so wide open in 2025. I look at it, there's probably 8 to 9 teams that could win a national title. Both of these teams, you don't want to play in May.
This place is about to erupt.